on, guys? Welcome to Dan the Man Reviews. I am, of course, reviewing American Horror Story Freakshow, Episode 9, Tupperware Party Massacre. And, of course, there's spoilers in this, so you have been warned. I'm assuming you saw the episode, so I'm just going to give you my thoughts on what I thought about the episode. And what I thought was, damn! There's a lot of awkward moments in this episode. And Jimmy loves to love, you know? He loves to give his love to any size or any woman who's willing to love him back. Now, basically, this whole episode was really a big-ass setup. But at the end of this episode, it really took it to the next level with, like, oh my God moments. And Dandy is one sick son of a bitch. Yes, he is. We know he's just insane. We know he's a murderous tyrant. But the way, what he did to his mother and the chick and the lady that knocked on the door, and he killed her and then putting her head onto his mother's body and then making them puppets, making them act like it's Dot and Betty, was just sick. I mean, this guy is totally bananas. The guy who's I forgot his name, the actor who's playing Dandy, is doing a phenomenal job. I hate Dandy. I mean, I think Dandy is definitely one of the best over-the-top villains, over-the-top menaces we've seen in a while. Christian Bale's performance in American Psycho was over the top, but it was good. He was when he needed to be sly and basically convey that he's a businessman, but when he needed to be a maniac and kill women and stuff and really perceive perfection. That was Christian Bale and American Psycho. This is exactly what Dandy is. Dandy is pretty much when he needs to be. He's sly. He can really trick people. And then, he turns that switch where he's just evil, malevolent. He believes in being an all-powerful god. He basks in people's blood because he saw it on National Geographic. Shame on you, National Geographic. Well, anyway, Dandy, I think he's really stole the show in this episode. This guy, you think he's not going to get any more chaotic, any more crazy. He just becomes more and more insane. And what's the problem with this is this now he has money to back up everything he does. And people will allow him to still be a monster as long as they pay to keep their mouths shut or help him out. And that we see that when he's working with the cop and then poor Precious gets shot right in the head trying to report to the cop that Danny has done all these evil deeds, that he killed her, he threatened her, he killed her mother, and of course his mother. And, Danny let her go because, hey, I thought we were family. I'll let you go. And then she comes back, of course, with this cop, and pretty much Dandy says, I own all this money, I own all this land, I could pretty much feed a whole nation or whatever. I'll give you $1 million every year or whatever if you kill that woman and you do the burying or whatever. So basically, Dandy has power, and that is a scary thing. But before we got into that, I mean, that was pretty much the ending. Before we got into the Dandy situation with Precious and all that stuff, we also we had him basically threaten Jimmy in the very beginning of the episode. Jimmy has taken a liking to some, let's say, some dessert. Yeah, some dessert. What the hell's her name? I'm sorry, but she's the chunky one. She's the chunky. Well, she's not chunky. She's big. She's the fat one. She's the fat lady, basically, who Elsa brought in, and he pretty much is taking a liking to her and pretty much is getting drunk. I'm talking about Jimmy getting drunk and banging her, and he sees Dandy, who Dandy went to go visit. Emma Roberts. I forget her character's name too. There's so many characters. Emma Roberts' character, or the great, whatever. He visits Emma Roberts, gets a reading, and then he thanks her, gives her $100. Basically, Dandy in the beginning of the episode says him and Jimmy meet up. Jimmy's pissed at Dandy about the twins. Dandy threatens him, says, "Everything you love, and from here and from out, I will make your life a living hell. I will kill you and everybody else around that you love." And that's a big ass threat. And we find out what happens at the end with Jimmy and Danny's story towards the end. But with Jimmy, he's definitely just hit rock bottom. After his brother died, he's seen illusions. I think they're illusions. But we also saw Dell have that scene, Martha or whatever, Kathy Bates' character, in his trailer when he was about to commit suicide. So I don't know if it's illusions. I mean, we know that there could be supernatural stuff in the show. But anyway, so basically, yes, Jimmy is just hit rock bottom. I thought definitely his drinking and all that stuff is getting to him. And then what I really took out of this episode is the things I really loved was the scene with Dot and Betty, and how Elsa and pretty much the con man dude, like, go find their place, because the Kathy Bates letter that she left for Jimmy, but, Elsa knew about it. They find the twins. They say, "Oh, we're going to take you somewhere safe because there's a riot, blah, 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 with all freaks." And, I'm not going to recap the whole episode here. But, yeah, so basically, I love the scene, basically, with Dot and Betty when they're in the barn, I think Dot is she wants this surgery, but, she does care for her sister. And her sister knows exactly how Dot is feeling, because Betty has felt these feelings as well. I mean, she knows exactly. They're together. She knows, and she said, "I'm willing to give my life to you if this is what you really want." And that really hit Dot. And I was glad to see these the twins finally come into the show, because there's not enough screen time for these. I thought the twins were going to be the major focus on the show, but in all honesty, they're not. They're just really just mentioned a lot, and we don't see them a lot. So them having an understanding and coming together was really nice to see. A lot of great camera work going back and forth between Dot and Betty to make it believe that, yes, they're two people. They're the same actors playing two people, but you really get the sense of these two. Like, there's two different characters in this story. So that was great. I thought Bet and Dot scene was great. I think the interactions were very strong in this episode between also the twins and Jimmy. That Dot finally wanted to make love to Jimmy. She pretty much confessed her love to Jimmy. But Jimmy, he's just so heartbroken, such a wreck that he couldn't do anything. And he's in love with Emma Roberts. So, I mean, that didn't fall into place as well. Dandy's dialogue was great. Dandy's interaction between all the people, especially the party, the Tupperware party that was going on when Jimmy was there. Him murdering all those women was insane. The one thing, though, I got to take away from this episode is, oh my God, so much awkward moments. I was like, is this an FX show or am I watching HBO? First, Jimmy Bain, the fat chick. The con man showing off his junk. That was weird. That was off. Did we really need that? And then also there was another scene. I was like, what? It's like, I can't remember the other scene that was super awkward. Tell me, guys, if you know the scene what I'm talking about. But there's at least 3 scenes altogether that there's so many awkward moments. And then the music between Dandy and Precious when they're having their little dialogue going on, their interaction. I hated the music that was in the background. It just really took away from the episode. It didn't fit the like tone, the flow, the pacing of what the episode was presenting. Did not like the score when those two were interacting. It was horrible. Man, I'm trying to figure out what was the awkward moment. Probably has to involve Jimmy, right? Has to involve Jimmy. I can't remember. I honestly can't remember what was the awkward moment. I've seen it twice too, but it's late at night, so that's probably why. Also, I mean, overall though, I just really enjoyed this episode. I remember the awkward scene is when the con man's in a hotel room and he's getting this his lover to play fake doctor so they can convince Betty and Dot to go with the surgery, or when he's going to kill him, of course. But yeah, that was the 3 awkward moments. So yeah, that was insane. But overall, I really did enjoy this episode, especially the ending when we find out that Dandy just framed Jimmy for all the murders after paying off the cop to kill Precious. So Jimmy is going to jail. We see in the previews he's in jail, and I think the sister from Arkham Asylum. Yeah, a Batman character. The Asylum's going to make an appearance in the next episode. I think so. I think that's what they said, that she was going to come in episode 10. So, man, what a great episode. What a great episode to highlight the just madness of it all, the awkwardness. Even though I said I didn't really like the awkwardness, I could see why they put it in there, so to speak. But I thought it was a great episode for Dandy. Dandy really shows his stuff in this episode. He really just evolves as really a psychotic, murderous bastard, and I really do not like this guy. He needs to go. Man. But man, it was a great episode. I had no problem with the episode. It was a solid episode. Was it amazing? No. It was a setup. There's so much more that's going to be happening, especially with Jimmy and with Dale trying to commit suicide and then not being able to. What's that whole thing? How's that all going to play out? Because Dale and the con man have so much shit and so much, behind the closet stuff. No pun intended. But yeah, pretty much the con man has Dale at his fingertips, and then the con man somehow is going to get Dot embedded. We've seen that. I wonder how they're going to meet their end. We also have Elsa. Elsa didn't really play a big part in this episode, which was fine. It was good to see all these other people get their shine. Angela Bassett, I want to see what her character is going to do in the long run. Because remember, she had that. We did see that she has a lover, so that might come into play with Dell. Dell and her lover. What's going to happen there? What's going to happen between that relationship between Angela Bassett and Dell? So, yeah, it was a great episode, solid episode. Danny's psychotic. We'll see more of his antics now that he has money, power, wealth, that he could do anything he wants. So, crazy episode. Crazy things. Very awkward episode. Just awkwardness all over the place. Like I said, I didn't really like the music as well. But overall, solid performances, solid episode. A lot of things did happen in this episode, but there's a lot of setup as well to go into the final episodes of this season. But I think they're continuing it, I believe, for Freak Show will continue on, but there's 2 seasons of Freak Show, maybe. Not sure, but yeah, thank you guys. It's like Jeff Goldblum. Fuck Jeff Goldblum. I never want to do this. I'm never going to say again, all right? Even though I said like that. Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you, guys. And if you like this video, please push the like button. And please subscribe. I make videos for every single day. It is 3:21 a.m. I'm ready to go to sleep. Last video of the night. More videos tomorrow. I'm going to be reviewing Exodus. So, see you guys.